Greetings, one and all. Hope you're doing well. Stand by as I do an audio check, because we have had one audio glitch within this last few days. I want to make sure we don't have that again. Still don't know what happened. Oh.
There was another audio glitch. Okay, hopefully that works. Wow. The audio difference is huge. Okay. Well, that was effective.
You serious?
All right, so we're going to be diving into this. This is going to be an interesting step in this productive process. Right now there's a little bit of a glitch right here. I'll fix that in just a moment. But so far the game is working. I just have to, make the kind of upgrade the graphics, you could say. Hey, greetings, Anna. How are you doing tonight? How's your new year starting off? All right, let's try and figure out what's going on with this level thing. Undefined key level. Oh, that's why. Ha! Ha! Okay, level equals 0. Bingo! Okay, now it's operational. This is our very sophisticated game. Hello? I said very sophisticated game. Oh yeah, okay. There, now it's operational. What game are you playing? A game that I made. A fairly simple game. It's kind of a joke game. First off, I wanted to learn how to do JavaScript. And so this right here is my version of a Game Boy type game using JavaScript. And this was so I could learn the coding process better. And by consequence, it can be used for a game. It's simple controls, but it's enough to at least prove the point. Have a new boyfriend. Well, I'm glad to hear. Definitely be, hopefully it goes well. I remember the story you mentioned about last time, and so it is, well, unfortunately in this world there's always going to be challenges that will appear, and unfortunately relationship ones can be very, very hard-hitting. So don't dive in too fast, but I'm glad that you are having positive momentum there. And may it be a much better experience. So trying to figure out how to do the change between the doors was a really big challenge there. That one's still glitching. Why is that happening? So a death screen is supposed to appear right there, and I don't know why that is missing. One of the challenges that I've had with this process has been to do bug solving, troubleshooting for the bugs. I'm not very good at it. This is, again, the reason why I needed to practice on this, because with the Castercraft website, there is a lot of features here that I need to upgrade to JavaScript. Things that are repetitive, and especially for when we come to the most important aspect of this website, the stories. So right now, when you read this, it is done with code on the website, but there are a couple of challenges, and it has to do with the JavaScript aspect. So I had to get better at it. And so that's what this game was actually originally for, was so I could actually get better with this. Because this is where the most important, impactful content takes place. Games are trivial. Games, most people will forget them. A good, solid story, presented well, hopefully will last a lifetime. And that's what this story is. It's designed to be impactful. This game, trivial. Okay, so what went wrong? Death screen and wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think I know what is going wrong with this one. Maybe. Oh, come on. It's a lot of lines of code. A lot of repetition, a lot of grayed out stuff. And this happened in under a month. Late Happy New Year. Indeed. Same to you. It's not too late. Technically, it's still within the new year. First day or two. For me, it's still New Year's Day. So, technically, you're right on time. You know, around 3 years ago, I had the ears of some fairly big named individuals. And I remember doing some trivial stuff for them. And one of them was some celebration stuff in relation to holidays. And it always felt very disingenuous because it was coming from a company. Things coming from people that you know is much more impactful. And one of the things I was arguing with this business was that we needed to find a way to make things more genuine. And so around Christmas is when I ended my business with them, but we were getting ready for the Christmas time, trying to figure out like messages we were going to put out. And all of them felt very trivial. And I'm glad I never had to go through with them, because I look back on them. I only put out a short message for this Christmas, but it is something where I looked at those previous ones and I was just like, it felt so fake. Are you making a game? Yes. This is being made completely from scratch. Even the sprites are being done by hand, except for the character. The character was kind of based off a template. But the other ones are all kind of are hand painted, using a tool right here. Yeah, here we go. Using this tool right here, pixel art. So it's been very helpful for getting to do this. Very, very, very simple. What a memory you will never forget. Oh, believe me. Oh, there were a lot of memories. A lot of memories I learned that I got to learn life lessons from. But here's the thing that I learned from it that was the most important. being genuine has to be seen every single day from your business. It is very, very easy to start to treat people like cattle. And that's what actually started to happen. The business was starting to treat people like cattle, and one day the owner actually came out and said, hey, they are cattle, they're sheep to be sheared. I don't care what goes on in their lives. And I was like, You're very glad nobody here could hear that. But I remember talking to him. It's like, hey, we need to be more genuine. And it was like a foreign concept. He could not understand that. He looked at everyone else as a means to an end. But we all are human beings. We are made with inherent value. When you go along and treat everybody like they are slaves, you can only get away with it for so long before the reputation starts to get tarnished. And I started hearing that tarnished reputation. I warned him about it, and he didn't like it, and we parted ways. But whenever I think of the Christmas season, I kind of think about that, because it is the anniversary of how that opportunity ended. The opportunity to shoot off to the stars in terms of my creative career. And instead, it ended up being a nosedive as a result of having this conflict. A conflict of two ideologies. One, that people have value, versus people are to be exploited. Internet has made us all very cold. That it hurts a lot to see how many people behave so badly on the web. And that guy, well, I learned a lot from him in that sense. Mine was getting saved by Jesus Christ. Indeed. Indeed. You know, I'm glad that people are becoming more brave and coming out about their faith. That is not something that when I was growing up, you heard a whole lot of people talking about. In fact, for me to do my first testimony was, I was a nervous wreck. It took me a couple times to finally get comfortable with it. And it's never truly comfortable. It's more like it becomes familiar enough, kind of like public speaking. You get better at it the more you practice. We're part of a generation that is becoming more faithful, slowly. I'm sure God would want us to move faster. But we are indeed improving as a society. Keep studying the Word as a main goal. Tired, going to head to bed? Indeed. Well, thanks for stopping by, Anna. Rest well. Hope your relationship goes well. And we will see you next time, whenever that is. Happy New Year. All right, so we're hunting for this bug in the code. Right now, it is related to this right here. Updating death screen here. Oh, wait a minute. Oh. Maybe this is the problem. Health is less than or equal to 0. Are you going to stream tomorrow? Possibly. I try and stream more during the week than I used to. So Friday has historically been the streaming day regardless. Tomorrow will probably be a little bit of Fortnite mixed in with some drawn art. And then Saturday will probably be back to a little bit of coding and then more art. Okay, for real. Goodbye. Indeed. Rest well. You know, for people out there that are I heard something a while back where somebody was talking about rest in the and its importance, and I realized that I don't really rest a whole lot compared to what I'm supposed to do. And I never quite understood how some people are able to just rest in a moment. They just lay down their head and they fall asleep. We've actually had a lot of people that will watch the stream just so they can fall asleep because of apparently my voice puts people to sleep. It happens so often. People will come in and it's like, okay, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna just keep the stream up so I can be lulled to sleep. But anyway, for me, it's been historically very challenging to try and fall asleep. Around 4 or 5 years ago, I had horrible attempts to try and get to sleep. To the point of where I was like, made me have panic attacks because my mind would go all over the place. I'd be stuck in with dark thoughts in the middle of the night. And prayer was helpful, but I still would have to get up almost every time, and I would be awake for 1, 2, maybe even 3, 4 hours. And work would still happen in the morning, and I'm like, I can't do this. When I started streaming, those panic attacks ended. I'm not saying that the streaming stopped the panic attacks. I think what it did was it helped just calm down my mind at the same time. It gave me something to focus on. Something to build upon that was, productive. It wasn't a game in the sense of that it wasn't bringing me down. Even if I'm doing a game, it doesn't bring me down the same way as when you're left to your own thoughts. So anyway, that also began around Christmas time. All right, I'm going to focus here for a moment. Got to figure out where this bug is. Yeah, that seemed to be probably what was going on. Okay, now we gotta try and break the game in the way that it was causing problems earlier. Alright, it seems to be operational. And we have the attacks, and we have that. Okay, good. And we have the... Oh, I forgot about that guy right there. And we can open up gates. We can zap creatures. Oh, yep, that's the room of doom. Oh, golly. Down to 1 health. Aliens are being destroyed. Ah, phooey. Maybe I need to slow them down a little bit. I mean, maybe that's exactly what I need. Oh. Okay. I made this game. I'm messing up. Golly. There we go. There's one in there. Okay. The other thing I have to figure out is how to get the points to carry over between levels. Okay. So, now we have to create aliens killed variable. All right, so we have to come over here to teleport. And if the character is going to be teleporting, we need to send the variable with them. That means we have to come over here, set variable, and we're going to set, was the number, the term again? Score kills, okay. Got that, and it's going to equal that. All right, so now that we have that, we come over to the index right here, and what we want is score is 0, but if get variable, then we want to have score kills equal that. Okay. Is that it? All right, let's try it. All right. Oh, I keep forgetting that one's right there. Okay. One found. Okay, got to open up the door. I do have sounds for this. I'm just not playing them right now. It's not a lot of sounds, but they are, it is something. All right, that is being, oh, great. Well, found that bug again. Okay, so why did this one happen now? Game stop. Can get rid of this at this point. Optimize this just a little bit because I have a lot of grayed out code because I was going back and swapping back and forth, but now it works for the most part, so I don't need that anymore. So game stop. Actually, let's have it run in here. Update game. So if player health is less than or equal to 0, we're going to run this in here. So we're separating it out and have it run as the start of the update code. Save that there. All right, so what seems to happen is that these doors seem to be the... come on. The doors seem to be the cause of this glitch. And I've had this glitch for days now, and I haven't had the time to be able to go back and fix it. Now I think this is actually going to work. What the heck? We just went from 2 aliens to a whole lot of them. All right, I got to keep track of that bug next. Okay, that works. Okay, right now it currently seems to be operational. Okay, all right. Oh, that's right. I have to clear the number once it has been loaded. Score. Okay, we come over here. Once that gets loaded, then we come over here and we take that session variable and we remove it. And now if we refresh it again, there we go. Okay, it's back here. Wait a minute. That's interesting. Why'd it put me over here? I mean, it's done this already before, but I thought I had fixed this. Comes here. Okay, it's not counting the aliens correctly. Let's turn that into a number because JavaScript has problems with that. Yes, I have encountered this problem multiple times already. Come over to player, and we want to convert that into a number because even though it is a number, it likes to forget. Save that, and we want to convert the number right here. Wunderbar. Wunderbar. Okay. Two aliens, 3 aliens. Okay. Notice which door it put me out. It put me over the correct one. Okay, now it's counting it correctly. 4 aliens. Now it's going to reset when I come over here. Because I don't have a kill and they're completely gone feature. I probably won't. It's kind of ridiculous to have that at this point. Very few people are going to play this, and I'm going to be updating this for when I finally do get the game idea that I've been wanting, that this is supposed to be inspired by, inspired to, be used on. That will happen later on. All right, so let's run through the map from start to to the next level, and then we will change things. And I do have it where the lightning is just on constantly. I need to change that. There needs to be a charge, which is that really necessary? No one's going to play this game. I know that for a fact. This is a stupid game. So I don't need to do that. I should do it. Okay. All right. Let's get that done here. So we want to have what is that one called? It's under the flashlight function here. Component correction. This one's the attack. Let's put in the all right, let's try and figure this out here. We want to first get rid of the active console logs. Okay, those ones stay up. question is, should there be ammo or should it be a charge? I think ammo is going to be easier to do. Then you can like limit it so that the players can't just, spam it left and right. It gives like strategy. Maybe give them enough so you can't destroy every one of the aliens. You have to pick and choose how you're going to escape. But you have to get like enough. This is the actual game function of this whole process. Up until now, it's all been just trying to get the basic controls to work. But now that works, so I can start thinking about the more elaborate elements. I can get rid of that one. That one's an old piece of code. So is this. I have changed that to a completely different structure. Keep that because I need that for future reference. That one's been moved, so I can get rid of that. And update game is completely different than what that one was. Okay. And this is the standard switch that I've been working with on other parts, and I move that around. Same switch situation there. And aliens, yeah, we don't have them separate now. We have them in a group. And it's a lot of stuff I'm able to delete here. The interval, that's from tutorial information. And I can get rid of this. I think that's probably enough destruction of this code for right now. Okay, so let's go back and now actually do this process here. So right now we have to get rid of the index of attack. Attacked by. Okay, we have attack. Yes, that's good. All right, when this happens, we're going to now check players' ammo. So player ammo equals Actually, let's first see how this function is being called. Right now we just have one weapon. I don't think I'll be adding in a second one until this version of the game is done, and it might happen way later. But I kind of want to get the basic concept so I can be able to swap out things, because it always seems to happen on this project. So if I come in here, player, okay, which one here? This is going to be a different feature anyway, so I will have to do, let's do player player weapon. And based upon player weapon, if player weapon is Zapper, I know, really sophisticated. Let's come up here. Let's add this in at the start here, because this is going to be a reusable element. Weapon Zapper. And Let's put in zapper as an actual variable. Let's put in an array. We have ammo max. Now, I'm not familiar with this part of the code system a whole lot, and so expect this to probably not go as smoothly as I would like. We're not dealing with damage yet. Reload time. We want this to be slow reload for now. Let's have the, well, let's just start off with a generic 10. If it's the zapper, then we're using this. Ammo max. Wait a minute. Current ammo. Max ammo. Okay. Let's give that a try. Oh, wait a minute. It's not in... Yeah, wait a minute. It's, it has to be preserved like this, if I remember right. So we want player attack, weapon zapper, current ammo minus equals 1. If current ammo is greater than 0, then we can actually run this. Else, console log, because we'll figure out the sound later on, out of ammo. And then we have console attack. Let's make that attack. There we go. That the exclamation points and the capitalization means absolutely nothing. I'm just doing it for the fun of it. And then, if that happens, then we want to have player attack become true. So we can remove it from there and move it inside this function here. And every time it console logs, we're going to also add in ammo equals current ammo. Try and attack. Out of ammo. Of course, because we started with, wait a minute. No, I think I actually gave it some. Wait a minute, I'm not, I don't think I am calling this correctly. Console log, let us make sure that we're calling anything from here. Oh, so it is, okay, so if it's, oh, I have the wrong way. If it's greater than 0, duh. Okay, well that's better. Zap, 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 zap. And now no more. Wow, that was easy. I thought for certain that was going to be a full hour to process there. Okay, now we need ammo on the field. Let's put it in some strategic locations. We're working on the second map. And by the way, this is my map right here. I know, really, really sophisticated. Let's put in a couple of areas here. Do I put them in with this, or do I put them in as actual items? I try to figure out how to best optimize this system here. These are like actual items. What I'm looking for is probably no, I do want them to be items. I think I can optimize this whole system here though. Because right here, this is how I preserve each one, how I'm calling each one of the items. And there's some repetition here. Let's have small items. And for this, we're just going to have standardization across that. We want to have a pixel and battery, because this is a zapper. Oh wait, no, I don't want that. I want a new drawing. File, new. 40 by 40. Can I mirror this? Yeah, I can. Make it kind of look like a bit of a Duracell here. By the way, if you want to see an actual pro doing this sort of doing pixel art, go watch Bizmaster. He does a much better job than I do. Actually, that's bad. That battery is way too big. Actually, I probably do need to get his help on this when I do the reskin for the future. But of course, will AI make it completely irrelevant? Possible. I was told by many, many people to code a game. Now here I am, finally doing it. After years. See, one thing that people sometimes probably don't think about is that I actually do follow through with a lot of the things I say I'm going to. A lot of folks are like, oh yeah, he never gets done the things that he says he's going to. No, I do. It just takes me a freaking long time. Because I have so many things I have listed on my of things I'm trying to do. Some sort of, unique design to make it stand out a little bit. I'm not liking it, but hey, it's better than nothing. Let's make this one a little bit darker here. Fine. I want custom. Give me a custom color. Why is this not working? Oh, I kind of like that color palette. Actually, I really like that. By the way, this game is based upon the Alien franchise, but do not be mistaken, I hate the Alien movies. I'm doing this because this is relevant to what Moonskull is doing. But I do not like that story, not in the slightest. I think it's way too dark. It's a story of hopelessness. And I do not appreciate a story that is going to try and instill hopelessness. That sort of stuff is dark and destructive. Okay, so we got that right there. Real sophisticated looking battery there. Kind of looks a little bit like a missile of some kind. We want generic ammo, and because it's a small item, we'll have it iterate a little bit better. This is an item, so that comes by default. Location. Let's have this as, let's go with a different setup for this. Fair. Optimize that a little bit. Get rid of the TS, because the TS will automatically be used. Yes, it's an image. Pick up, and this will be actually this one will be generic because it's ammo and it's a type. So let's have this as type. No, it will just have type and IT merged together. And yeah, there we go. Small items. And then I can be able to come in here and do it like this. Let's have it different here. Let's have it battery. Okay, ammo, battery. All right, we have an optimized system here. Now I got to go down here and actually figure out how to, well, use it. Small items place equals small items 1. And do the same thing for up here. 0 and 2. That's wrong area. Oh, here we go. Here. That was irrelevant. Did I not do it for here? We'll have this as a backup just in case. Sometimes it will work by default, but you never know. Okay. Now we got this ready for the next stage. Okay, so we want small items place, copy, okay. Items place, come down here. Okay, 4, scoring 7 years ago. let's just copy this right here. And, okay, now we have the repetition. We're going to have to try and weed out of this because I definitely dismantled it. Now we're going to bring it back over here. Let's grab this information right here. I think I have it over on the other area, but I'm just grabbing it for the sake of it. Okay, so I have to use this. All right, so we have item. So this is item plus item small place. AI. This is auto increment. Not like actual AI. Okay. The first one is an ID. Come back here to the items. There we go. Copy that just in case. Come down here so I can have that as my reference. So item AI 0. And then we're going to have plus the AI. No, we want plus I. Add a dash between that. And then afterwards, we're going to console log so we can be able to see that it is actually exporting this correctly. Small items place. No, actually, it's this right here. Items. Okay, so next one is the object type. This one is going to be oh golly, what was it? Do I have one for this already? No, I don't. We're going to put this as a different one. If... Oh, wait. Okay, yeah. No, we do want to have this one. If this object type equals ammo, and if I really should have rebuilt this, but I'm just going to use it as is. So that means we come in here, we get rid of that, come over here. This right here, nope, that's not it. Yeah, it's this one right here. Okay, so this is our item type right here. So this is going to come in as battery. Okay, so if it is actually battery, then zapper zapper current ammo is plus equal to 1. But if current ammo is greater than or equal to max ammo, console log ammo max. And then we're going to print out what that is. Else, there we go. So if it's battery, then that. Okay, come back over here. So this right here is the battery, and then we have the height and width. So now this is where it gets repetitive here. So we just grab all these here. You just want TS. This is our standard measurement tool. Oh, I messed that up. Okay. I know many people who are better programmers than me. Many, many people. I got started way late in life. I've had to adapt. So if it seems like I do things a little backwards, I never went to school for this. I am struggling the whole time to try and figure this stuff out. Because I was originally an artist who became a filmmaker, who is now being forced into the world of coding to try and stay relevant. So yeah, am I going to be an expert at this? No, I'm an intermediate, and probably will be for the rest of my life. All right, number 6, which is technically 7. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait a minute. Okay, we got to restructure this right here. It's getting too confusing. I miss the PHP system of doing this stuff. Okay, so we don't need to worry about teleport. Don't have to worry about opacity. Key, lock are irrelevant. Give is already being figured out. Actually, I probably should keep that one back in there. Yeah, okay, yeah, we'll do it this way. So we want to have it. Ammo is listed here in the object type, but it is giving a battery. These ones right here are all grouped together. Height, crop. And then we have color. And then X, Y, for whatever reason, I messed that up for this one. And so they're separate. So we have color, which is number 6. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we're on the right count. 7, 8. And then these are the other items there. Type, action, okay, so we come in here. In this one we want to have as 2 and 3. Color is going to be figured out dynamically. If E1 1 equals battery image export. Come on. Image export is going to equal ammo battery PNG. We'll test this here in just a second. Put that in here. And then the rest of these items here, type. This is image, because this is image type. It should be up with color, but for whatever reason, when I did the tutorial, it put it down there, and I didn't bother to correct it. I will correct it in a future iteration of this game. Action. No action there. But we are going to have a message right here. Message export. You found a battery. Let's put this capital. Battery. Let's put in a temp, so that way we prevent future problems. Okay, so we want this one right here. Temp message. And then we're going to give battery. And then the rest of these items get deleted. Okay, so I think we have this potentially figured out. Find previous. Okay, go back up here to where we are adding it in. Where was that? There we go. All right, we want to put this at 5, 5. Now, it's not going to work. We just have to figure out what is going on. So we'll start troubleshooting. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. There we go. Get that. So one more problem figured out. Oh, yep, right up here. Gotta comment these out. Console log. That in there, so reference that. Hey, that function worked. Hey, we got the battery up there. And why is it up there? Okay. Let's now move this down. Let's put this 10, 10. Okay, it's not placing it correctly, so that is the problem point. Okay, so now we have to push item. It's at that. What am I doing wrong with this? Item component. If it is battery, let us console log this X. By the way, in case you ever wondered, video game programming is not a very lucrative business. Oh yeah, sure, it may seem like that. But, you know, the more I study it, the more I'm like, this is a very fickle industry. I chose not to get into it originally because I saw a lot of problems. You know what? I'm being convinced of that more and more as time goes on. There's something to be said about doing something that matters. Games can matter if you have meaning behind it. If you're doing it just for the fun of it, fun fades. Like, your emotions, your desires, your wants, they will disappear. And they will be filled with a void of longing to have meaning and purpose. A game does not fulfill that. It gives you a temporary feeling, almost as if, well, it's just a dopamine rush. It doesn't actually change anything. I'm a hero. I conquered this digital kingdom. So, you and how many millions of other people? What matters is other people. What matters is actually doing something in the physical world. Can you use games effectively? Yes, you can, and I want to eventually use them for education purposes. It's not where the money's at, but it's where the purpose is at. Okay, so, okay, let's come in here and, oh, that's what's going on here. Ammo, and if give equals battery, then we put this in there. That way we have it prepared for when we have other ammo one day. Alrighty, that did not necessarily work. There's a guy that I got to see who was making a game, a custom game. He was bragging left and right about how great their game was. It wasn't much better than this. I mean, it was, because they actually went to school for it, but it was trivial. It was super trivial, and he thought he had made like this masterpiece. Him and his brother and his friend, they were going to take over the gaming industry. It was nothing. I know this is nothing. But they didn't. Being self-aware, being able to look in the mirror and say, you know, I'm not the best thing in the world. That takes humility. And a good developer has the sense to be able to look in the mirror and say, you know what? I don't need to wait for the critics to be critical of me. I can start to be my own critic. A lot of people will tell you that's a bad idea. I disagree. I think to be able to look at yourself and say, I'm not good enough, is exactly what God wants us to do. We are not good enough. He is good enough. If we're proud and prideful, well, we kind of write off the need for anybody. Whether it's friends, whether it's coworkers, whether it's education, whether it's a savior. If we write it all off, what good are we? We're just a egotistical, proud, arrogant human being. To humble oneself is the first step into journeying down the path of wisdom. How many times do we see in the scriptures to humble yourself? If you don't humble yourself, God will. And, well, it gets pretty harsh if you're not willing to listen. God wants us to be refined through this life. My friend, who was making the game, couldn't look at himself in the mirror and see that he was messing up. And eventually, I'm sure that when he put his game out there, because I've never heard of it since, it probably failed. And he probably was like, well, we wasted years of our life making this game. That's disheartening. He spent years making that thing, only for it to never come across anyone's radar. He never even posted about it on social media. That's how you know that the game didn't do well. But he wasted it all to try and pursue that dream. All with the delusion that he was being successful. And then when someone challenged him, he got bitter and angry about that, thinking that you were just trying to tear him down because, you know, you're just not a good friend. You're trying to steal the idea. You're trying to make sure you don't. I can't succeed, and you succeed at the same time. One of us has to bite the dust. He started making up all sorts of excuses in that sense, without looking in the mirror. Let us study who we are in the mirror first, before someone else has to come along and hold up the mirror for us. Message export, give. All right, it's not seeing the give item. Oh, wait a minute, it's not happening by default. Okay, now we have something. All right, so all right, battery is at 5.5, but it's not. Where is it? Five. Nope, it's definitely supposed to be in a different area. So that's 1. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, okay, let's try moving it down a little bit further. Maybe it's having a conflict. Let's put it 7.5. Okay, so it's coming in at 7.5. That is correct. But then it's not being placed there. Why is that not happening? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, my bad. I made that correction already, and I messed up. Okay. The reason why is because it needs to be this times TS. There we go. There we go. Okay, ammo's there. Okay, and the interaction is bugging out. Okay. One problem at a time. Okay, when that happens, this, I keep mistyping with the S and the X there, equals negative 10,000. That's been the way that I clear stuff off. Okay, let's see here. Oh, that's right. Okay, I have to put this into a different area here. I'm just going to copy this. I'm not going to comment that out, but I will do it for this right here. It's that part that has to be somewhere else. Action pick up. Wait a minute. No, we want to let's go make a different one here. Let's have it rather than pick up, we want to be calling this let's just call it add for now. Add item. If other objects action equals add item, and we will put this in here. We'll restructure this. Object. Wait a second. Or ammo picked up, and then we want to have other object X. There we go. Okay. And now that one gets preserved up in the corner, but the ammo does not. What is this small black box? I don't remember which one that is. See, that's about 10? Or is that 5? Better figure out where that's coming from. I want to say it's the message board. Message board, let's hide that. No, that wasn't it. Player HUD. No, that wasn't it. No. It's been there for a couple of times, and I didn't even bother to figure that out until basically now. And I think I need it to be read for a moment so I can be able to figure out which item is doing that. I think it's a 5 distance here. Yes, I've already gone through some of this already, but trying a slightly different technique for finding this. It's still there. Well, shoot. Aha. Player center. Move components. Okay, there we go. All right, that was quite the adventure. And now it's corrected. Ah, it's back. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Wait, wasn't it gone? I thought I got rid of it. Or was I seeing things? Hmm. Move component. It's not even registering on here. It's like it's a blending problem. It's a small thing, it's not a big issue, but why would it be there, period? I need this player center to be there. I can't get rid of it. And it has to be those dimensions. What if we change this to black? Nope. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see here. Make sure this is under move component, period. Oh, yeah, move component opacity equals 0. See what? No? Okay. Nope. Equals 0. If it equals 0. Let's get rid of the rectangle fill. Aha. Oh, that's why. Okay. That's silly. Fill style equals this color. I think I know how that happened, come to think of it. I did a lot of changes to some of the code, and I was moving things around, and I think that the feature that I had for this was omitted somewhere in this whole scheme of things. Undefined, of course. Why would it be undefined? Wait a minute, why is it over there to begin with? Wait a minute. Oh, wait. Ah, that's right. It's because I have a global now. That's why. Let's still make it transparent, just because this will still be helpful. But I know why it's in the wrong position. Why does this not work? I've had this problem before, then I figure out how to solve it, then I immediately seem to forget this. So this works on the occasion. It's working for the X position, right? And that's because we're re-importing it. here. We're able to call stuff from up here. But why can we not call it down here? It's not even presenting the idea. Wait a minute. Oh, it's there. It's there. Player center. Why was I staring at that the whole time and didn't realize that was what was going on? That's embarrassing. Okay, now I gotta get this to disappear. Again, I was looking right at the problem. Oh my goodness. It's not clear it's fill rectangle. That must have been an autofill. That is... wow. That's embarrassing. Like I said earlier, I am not a pro. Okay, so that's all operational. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're out of ammo. Come over here and pick up, and we have 1. Ho ho. Operational. Now we can start putting ammo all around this map. I wish I could drag and click this, but I do not know how to make that part of the game. So we're just sticking with old-fashioned techniques. Yes, I know there's better programs out there to help out with this, but I do not know those programs. Looking right at the problem. So it's, where's Waldo in the form of game development? Exactly. Exactly, Scutless. How are you doing tonight? Happy New Year to you, sir. Yeah, so, I can't tell you how many times I've looked at it and been confounded by something so simple. But you know what's interesting? This is still easier than trying to code using the Fortnite Unreal Engine tool. Oh my goodness, that thing was a nightmare. This is so much easier because if I can imagine it, it's basically possible. Whereas in that thing, if the safety guards prevent you from doing it, you're never doing it. Let's put ammo around here. Where are we going to place this? Pull up our map. By the way, this is my map. I know, very sophisticated. It's just a bunch of numbers. All right, I want to have it 2 in the main area here. Let's have it at quadrant 13.8. Another one at 29.2. Another one at 29.18. All right, let's test this one. All right, we have 1 ammo. That up. Aha, and the alien's watching it. And we have to zap him to get it. Or we can just, dodge him and get it too. Let's go down here. Turn on our spotlight. Oh, gotta zap him. And we should justify it to where you're going to want to get 2 of these down here. Ammo's back to 5. So yeah, let's add another one down here. Wait, is that the correct one? No, it's this one right here. We want this one to be 19. And maybe one more down there too. Let's put this at up in the upper corner. Let's have this 25. 17. Let's try that again. We don't want to give them too much ammo, but enough that they can make a mistake or two. Okay. Get him to come away from there. Pick it up. Pick it up. And it's up here. Well, actually, wait a minute. Let's put it over here. Justify coming over to this little area here. All right, so it's this one right here. We want to move that to 19.8. 19.8. No, not bad. 18.8. All right, so we got that over there, got that over there. And we come over here, and oh yeah, I forgot, we have to have the key card up here. Because it's a trap. And the player comes down here, then they'll be able to use the gate. So maybe the key card right there will go to this device right there, and it will give the player a message. So let's see. Orange card. going to add a 5th key card. 5th key card, and it will be 5. You picked up an a purple key card, and key card 5. Come down here to gate. This is going to be gate number 3, and that one's going to be key card number 5. There we go. So that should be better. Let's change that key card around. There's the key card. Open with Kurita. This will be playable by this weekend. Weekend by Monday, that sort of thing. I know it's not a big game. It is a very tiny game. If people have an interest in it, you know what? It gets expanded. It gets a custom skin to it. So it's not, playing off of another franchise. But for now, it will just be, the experiment. Alright, and the purple key card is done. I know, super sophisticated looking art there, isn't it? 5. And, oh yeah, got a place where that card is going. So that's at 27, so technically we want it to be at the trap. We're going to put it at, 33, 4. 33 and 4. Nope, wrong one. Key card up, it's up here. 33, 4. I like puzzles. And this is an interesting process because it's teaching me to be a troubleshooter for puzzles, but I'm using code to do the puzzle. Now, here's the trap. You go up here and the alien's going to get you. So you have to come down here and then zap him. You have to move fast, otherwise you lose it. Get the key card, and now that key card should let us out of this area right down here. Alien, zap. And then we move on to the next level. Now that we have the whole thing figured out, I can actually make, I think, 4... Well, I have one more thing I have to figure out, and that is the PCs. I had them working beforehand, but now I need to have something else, because this is where the Easter eggs take place. This is what justifies the whole game. So I need Easter eggs for here, but what? Because this is where the people put in their key cards. So they come along and they put it in, and then what happens? Wait a minute. Some of the alerts are not happening. Oh, okay, yeah, now that's actually a little bit of a problem. In the final game, I assume the aliens in the walls will be invisible. The puzzles and or ambushes will lose their punch if the player can see the aliens in the out-of-bounds area. Indeed. So that's one of the reasons why we have this light. So right now you can see the the smaller aliens there, right here. So if you run over them, you'll see a little bit of an animation that appears on the player, and there's a sound effect of an alien attacking. And then you come up, and it's like, oh, you've been eliminated by that player, by that character. You come over here, and oh, you got killed by this alien. So yes, they're going to be hidden. They attack. The only one that's not going to be hidden is the one that's behind the gate down below, because that one the player is not going to expect. These ones are insta-kills, and you have to restart the level. I know, it's simple levels. But you could theoretically die probably about 4 or 5 times if you're not looking for where the aliens are. And because they move fast, yes, I think players are going to get a little frustrated because they're going to have to be repeating some things. So, they will be hidden. I just had to keep them up so that when I'm developing it, I can see them. You technically can see the face huggers in the walls. You cannot really see them on the floor. They are visible, but they're really, really faint. That's why you have to use the flashlight to be able to bring up their opacity so you can actually see them. Zap them all down. There we go. Kill them. Tonight we've been trying to figure out how to get the weapon working. So right now I just ran out of a battery for it. Now I got the battery. I can do another shock. And oh, I'm out of battery. I have to come over and get this one right here. And of course, one of the challenges is that the aliens are very simple. They move forward. They don't move backwards. I could code it to where they do move both ways. I just didn't bother for it because that would be one more step. Not impossible, but if there's interest, if people like where this is going, like anything I work on, we'll double down on it. Just like the Milo story, which is it's a big story at this point, and it's going to be coming out relatively soon. But all these things, like I had someone request the Pharaoh and the Smith be printed, so I'm actually making booklets of it. I have the couple prototypes, and I'm making it so I can do it all by hand. It's all learning and trying to just listen to what people want. That's my role. But anyway, right now we do have a couple levels already figured out. So like this is oh great, there's a bit of a bug there. But anyway, there are 3 levels right now when it's not glitching. And so now we have the basics down. We just have to figure out this computer aspect, and then we'll be ready for the next step of actually, like flushing out all 4 or 5 of the levels. Ah, come on. I thought I was going to be able to time that one better. I could slow down the speed when I'm prototyping, but it's not too bad. Oh, I forgot there's an alien right there. Okay. I thought about making the facehuggers actually lunge at you, but yeah. Not really sure if that would be worth it just yet. Greetings there, Enigmatic. Happy New Year! God bless you in the year to come. Much appreciated, Enigmatic. Hopefully the same for you and your family. Hope you are all doing well. Right now down here, we are freezing. Oh my goodness. It has been cold weather down here in South Central. I don't know what it's like for you up there. I think you're probably got colder temperatures than us. The wind started whipping through here a couple weeks ago, and it's just been dipping in temperatures. Right now the moisture is also really high, so it's making it all the more bitterly cold. Let's get the message board over here figured out. Computer. -40 here in Fairbanks. Yep, you guys have us beat by a long shot. Right now it's -8 outside, so yeah, not anywhere near as cold as what you guys have. How long did it take for you to reach this stage of development? Want to know the shocker? Less than a month. And I work on this every now and again. Anyways, greetings there, Bunny. Hope you're doing well. This is a follow-on to another game that is currently happening. Let's see here. Moonskull EX. So this is part of a request that came in for a video intro, and I wanted to throw in some little gimmicks that were tied to a website, and so people have the ability to come over here and learn some different factoids about the channel or things like that. And I wanted to have an area where you could actually like see stupid little videos that suddenly pop up there, or get some channel humor that comes in there, or the new aspect to it, you click an area and it brings up a game. And so it's all about trying to tie it in for the fans to kind of feel like they're engaged with the show and feel like they can contribute to it in some way, shape, or form. I've not been able to persuade the team to adopt this yet, but that's the motivation behind it. So right now I'm trying to get this little terminal working so that way I can have a couple of either jokes or little Easter eggs that pop up, and the audience members have the chance to grab them and bring them over to the live stream that is taking place. Is this unnecessary? Absolutely. But for me, it's a great way to learn coding. I need to learn it for the website that I've been building. Not this one. This one. Because the storybook area here, I've been having problems with. This is a very important part of the website to me, and it was causing me great problems. So I thought, well, I have to learn JavaScript to get better at that aspect. So that's why we are here at this point. Professionally, you're a game developer. No, I'm a hobbyist. This is the very first game I've ever made. It's kind of actually relatively easy. I'm kind of dumbfounded. So I'm building this in JavaScript because it's a language I was somewhat familiar with. And so I have a couple of different enemies, simple enemies. They kind of are one directional at this point. Couple different levels, couple different items you can pick up. All this was developed, like I said, in under a month, including animations, backgrounds, things like that. Gotta run, just wanted to stop in and say hi. Editing shorts for YouTube. Hey, look forward to seeing how those turn out. Enigmatic. By the way, folks, if you'd like seeing about what it's like to be in rural Alaska, Enigmatic is the person to go and watch. Temperature-wise, Louisiana has had our typical mild winter, about 50 to 60 degrees, though we've had days that are usually 30-degree days, unusually 30-degree days. Hey, it's good for you to get a little bit of icy weather every now and again. Very good for that. So yeah, honestly, if the people that this is made for kind of respond positively, then there's something more elaborate that can be done. We'll see what happens. Pretty good for your first game. Kudos to you. Much appreciated. It's there's 2 games I want to make. They're on the back burner of back burners because there's a couple other things. The first thing in the list was trying to get a book, a small booklet published. And I'm doing self-publishing for that. Like literally self-publishing. I go in and I like stitch the books together myself, that sort of thing. Next is a larger book, along with a couple of short animations, and then there is a game idea that I want to approach someday in the future. I'm kind of like doing a shotgun approach to everything. Like, nothing's sticking, like in terms of like solid content that people like. So I'm just kind of experimenting, seeing what people are drawn to, what people are not. So if people have interest in stuff like this, well, then I got 2 games I kind of want to make one day. If people really get enamored with the book idea, which so far it's been kind of actually relatively positive for the book, then I'll lean in that direction. I still want to make films, though. Like, I've been studying how to make films for a long time, and I really want to make, like, good films. But, you know, that might not be part of what my future holds. That may not be what I'm meant for. Even though I actually have done some of that sort of stuff. But, well, gotta learn to adjust with the times. Oh, and by the way, this is made with no AI. I just want to make that clear. I am anti-AI. In fact, with my booklet here, there's an entire section dedicated to that it is made with no AI and whatnot. So I'm going to be definitely saying no AI was used in this game. All of it was beating my head on a brick wall. Okay, so let's go back over here and start checking for the items here. Just notice this is running in a browser, not an application. What all tech do you use? See, now that's actually not because of any sort of, you know, like really sophisticated choice or whatnot. This is because I'm a web developer first and foremost. Build websites, of which is this website that I've been building up slowly over the years. And there's a lot of really neat things I want to be able to do with it, of which is actually to have games on there one day, along with a bunch of shorts, stories, stuff from other creators. And this is one of the things I would like to put onto it. So I'm very familiar with web development, and when I looked at game engines and whatnot, I thought that's ridiculous because every time I looked at it, I couldn't make heads or tails out of it. Well, I thought, well, the one thing I do know is web, so might as well choose that. I'm working in Sublime Text, my text editor of choice, working in JavaScript on a PHP website. So, thus, I'm able to run it with the functionality of a website with accounts or whatnot, and I get to tie it to JavaScript. There's some really neat things you can do with it when you have it in this format. In fact, when I first made websites, I was making decisions based upon what I kind of wanted to see out of the site, and I would basically choose the hardest path at the time to try and make it happen, and then the payoff would happen later on. This is the same sort of thing. I chose the hardest path that I could have, and now I'm actually starting to see some of the benefits for things like that. You can actually have people come on and have an account that's tied to a website in which you can log in and save your progress, that sort of thing, without it being like tied to your web browser. You have the ability to give it to people if they want it, and to eliminate it if they don't. In terms of AI, it's starting to seem like if a person isn't financially invested in AI, they're likely anti-AI. Yes, indeed. Heck, even in investors are getting frustrated because AI isn't all that profitable. Isn't that interesting? They pushed hard for AI to like take over, and the money's not showing up. Here's the reason that I believe that's the case. Human beings make products so other human beings can buy them. If people are using an AI, you're not wanting to pay people to use that. The finances are in a weird like limbo. Nobody's actually paying for stuff in the way that they would have if they're actual physical products. So yes, you're cutting back on finances for like paying people, but you're also cutting back on the people that can buy things. So I think it's all going to implode very fast. We're made to be working in this world. We don't just stop working and let a machine do it. So yeah, I'm very adamantly anti-AI, and I thankfully have been able to adjust a little bit. But I know some other people where it's becoming a big challenge. I will still support people that are struggling and trying to fight against the machine than those who are, going to dive headlong in for it. Even I tried with game engines and it did not go well. Which game engine did you try and lean into? For me, I tried a couple. I tried Godot. Godot is the only game engine I would actually use, program I would use to actually create a game in. I've tried Unity. Unity is actually really good for programming. I do favor that one. Unreal is unreally frustrating. I cannot stand Unreal. And worst of all is Unreal Fortnite, which is what I was programming in last year. And it was so frustrating. I spent months to basically have the guardrails that Fortnite put in there prevent me from ever doing anything I ever wanted. It was worthless. I came to the end and I was like, I have gone in a circle. And I got so disheartened. I was like, okay, that's it. We're not doing coding anymore. And so I went back into art and animation. And I just kind of put gaming on a shelf. Now I'm dabbling in it again because now the website demands it. And it's actually going well. Just got to find the system, you could say, that allows you to kind of explore and grow. By the way, it's good to struggle with something. A lot of people don't want to struggle with something. They'll be like, oh, well, I want to win, but I don't want to fight to actually get to that victory. They want to get a hack, basically, through life. Your brain grows when you struggle, when you're basically hurting to find success. So it's not bad to have to struggle through things. And for me, all the struggling last year, it's actually being beneficial now. I would not have been able to get halfway on this if I didn't struggle last year. It probably would have taken me 4 times as long, and I would have said, what's the point of this? I never would have touched it again. One of the things also is that, like, if I wanted to actually make a game and sell it, that's likely never going to happen. I don't have the skill set for that. And what's more, there are a lot of people out there that you're competing with, and so you have to have a killer idea. And so for me, that's why I'm dabbling. Dabble when you have the chance. Don't sit down and think, I got to make like the best game in the world, and I'm going to dedicate my next 10 years to it. You realize you're going to get like 50 new ideas between now and then. And so it's better to start off with something simple, something more manageable. And then you can come away with it and say, okay, now I have a better idea. Next time is going to be even bigger, even grander. The first game I actually got to work on, like helping with the development of, was the Lego project. I was the modeler for them. I didn't work with the code, although I was slowly getting familiar with it. And they had all sorts of problems. And one day I just finally had it, and I said, hey, leadership, I need to talk with you guys. There's something, we're going in circles. They did not like what I had to say about that, and so thus I was removed from the project. And, but here's the thing. Every one of my warnings I gave them, I was like, hey, we're going nowhere. Guess what? They've still gone nowhere. Their game's not even close to being finished, and it's been 5+ years. And they have a team of people, and they've not even scratched the surface of it. So was it bad to tell them, hey, there's a problem? No, it wasn't. I mean, it gave me the chance to kind of explore new things. It helped me to learn, like, hey, these are some warning signs when you're in development. These things do contribute. Even if it doesn't feel like it, they contribute to your growth. Just like when I worked with YouTubers, same sort of thing. It gave me a chance to grow, even if it didn't quite pan out the way I wanted. Just to let you know, I'm currently doing my graduate in computers and learning web development. Will AI take over web in a few years? I'll address that in just a second. To me, finding a roadblock, thinking creatively for a way to solve it, realizing a workable solution, and beginning the slow work to overcome the roadblock is a very satisfying feeling for me. Indeed. Indeed. When you finally find that success, man, it makes things so much easier. More easier to approach more challenges, because then you're like, I know how to get over this. Or I know how to have the patience to overcome it. Here's the thing, Bunny. The jobs in web are going to get harder and harder to get. Right now, you're not just competing with AI, you're competing with a global market. I have lost so many job opportunities because of overseas work. It doesn't matter where you're from. Another country will come along and offer something better, something faster, something cheaper. That being said, neither AI or cheaper labor should stop you if you have a skill that you feel is strong, a desire to want to pursue it, and a purpose to use it. When I was in college, my professor came up to me at the start of every semester and said, the world of media and communications is falling apart. You're going to want to get out of this. I told him every year, I'm sticking with it. I know the finances are falling apart. I know the whole industry is collapsing. But I have a deep reason for why I want to do this. It's an emotional one. It's a philosophical one. It's a religious one. I have a deep desire to want to help people with media. It doesn't matter if there's money or not. If I feel like there's an impact, that to me is enough. AI will not take over. I can tell you that much. But it's going to be very hard to compete when you have a company come by and say, hey, we're going to eliminate your job one day. Or your job is like just to help out a little bit and let the AI take over from there. Invest into people, invest into your own knowledge base and your skills. Because no matter what, investing into your abilities is crucial, because everyone else is investing into AI. When the AI inevitably, because I do believe it will inevitably fail, they're going to turn to you and say, hey, you kept your head above water. You kept learning. You kept growing. Everyone else has lost their ability to work because they trusted a machine. Just like when you don't use a muscle, it gets weak. If you don't use your brain, you can imagine how bad that is. When you get older, it gets harder to build muscle. As you get older, it's harder to also build this muscle. Study hard, work hard. In correction, study as you work. I didn't get into coding until much later in life. And it was because there was actually a job that I was at in which the web coders that we were hiring failed miserably. And they were professional people. And finally, management came to me and said, hey, do you want to take a crack at it? And we'll pay for your education. I said, I don't need an education. I just need a little bit of time to dabble. And 6 months later, we have a fully functioning website that was built from the ground up. They showed me a little bit of compassion with that. I was not good when I first started, but now I am an intermediate to a pro at it. It took many years to get to this point, but now I have a skill set I can actually get hired for. Long story short, because I'm trying to shorten this because I have given hours and hours long discussions on this point. I'm trying to not fall into that. So, long story short, do not become discouraged. Find like-minded individuals and invest in each other's future. Because those people will help you in your journey, and you'll be able to help them in their journey. Together, you'll be able to weather the troubles that are coming. You'll be able to rise up above it. It will not mean that you will find immediate success, but it does mean that when things eventually start to turn around, you'll have good feet under you and people to lean on, and so you'll be able to press on. Hopefully that made sense. I'm starting to get to that late night phase, and so my discussion points are starting to get a little foggy in my brain. Where were we with this? We want to now add, let's see, small item. The one thing I cannot stand about this current age is that people are willing to throw youth under the bus for a momentary increase to their profits. I would rather people invest into the next generation like it's their own children. My generation felt a little betrayed. The next generation feels even more betrayed. The way to overcome it is by refusing to fall into the same traps that the previous generation did. I mean generations, actually multiple, because we've been on a downward slope for a long time. My generation, oh my goodness, there's going to be a lot of grief that the next generation is going to give my generation because we were the ones that had it good and things fell apart with it in our with our hands open. We were waiting to kind of receive like the authority to kind of help press on and fix things, and it was denied us. Well, a lot of us could have still made a difference. We could have actually like gone out and made good despite it. And we got nervous. A lot of us got nervous. Starting to correct slowly, but yeah. But the next generation has great opportunity right now. It's a lot wiser than previous generations, and I look forward to seeing what happens with it. computer. Interact. What is the other item here? Action computer. By the way, folks, if anybody finds anything of merit around here in my ramblings or in the projects we're working on or whatnot, consider liking the stream. If you don't like any of this or you think I'm off my rocker, feel free to dislike it. I'll accept that too. It means that you are flesh and blood, and I still appreciate it. And if you have ideas of things you want to see in the future, be sure to mention it. I do try and listen to what people want. Sometimes I can deliver, sometimes I can't. I will say that. Like when I first got started, it was all on roleplay, and people wanted me to double down and go deep into roleplay, and I didn't. It's because I saw some major problems that were arising, and while I couldn't convey it all at the time, I had to pull out. So I can't always follow through with things, but if there's some projects that people really want to see, then I can try and double down on those, so that way I can at least, do things that people are going to find more interest in. So if I'm able to do it, I will try my best to make it happen. I need to do a deep dive into AI sometime. I've done it many times, but I want to do like another series of it. Like a couple of years ago, I went into a 3-part series of that, of where it was a multi-hour discussion point, which I would show news articles and tell people like the philosophy about why AI is dangerous and whatnot. Why it isn't as bad as people think, because it's going to crash and burn. It was an interesting series, and I think some people appreciated it. I think a lot of people were more like, why are you stressing about this? Because it was before AI really started taking off. And it was kind of interesting to think about how much of the stuff that we covered in that has actually come to pass. And some things I still think are probably going to happen, but they've not happened yet. Let's see what happens here. Found item. Just try and get rid of the console log so we can be able to, okay, there we go. So now it's empty, and now we have the ability to try and find the center of that. So item found. Bring this back slowly. Now we got to figure out what it is. .id. What is the item? It is computer 1. Perfect. And because we know that computer 1 is actually this one right here, that will be just fine. Player collision center. Okay, now we come over here. Wait a minute. Got player collision center. Okay, that is indeed within that. Player interact is true, so we want to say this right here. ID. Other objects. We'll put this as interacting. Okay, it's not detecting it. Oh, that's because we have this right here. So let's can we have another or? This is slightly different than PHP, so I can't remember. Okay. It's not detecting that. Oh, wait a minute. Interact. Computer. No, it's... Oh, yep. Okay. It's interact that we need. That's my bad. Computer goes to interact. Come down here, and yes, we are detecting the information here. Okay, so we got this. Accessing terminal needs terminal key. All right, let's go over and try and get that. Let's see if this works. Zap the alien. Ah, come on. I'm not fast enough with my reflexes. And if it's messing me up, then hopefully it'll mess the other players up too. There's a little alien right there that I know by default, so that way that's why I zapped it. All right, this is the key card that should open this. Needs terminal key. Okay, let's double check this. Oh, that's right. I didn't put the key in here. What is the... Oh, yeah. So it's one more down here that I need this. So it's key... Let's see here. Key card 3. 2. Is that right? Brown. Yeah, key card 2. Probably should teleport it over here so I can just use it. Uh-oh. Terminal's hiding up in the upper left of the screen. Oh, goofy. Okay, how'd that happen? Okay, so it's happening when... Oh. All right, it happens when we pick up key card 2. we should probably bring this stream to an end here. This next part's going to take a while, and we'll probably continue this a little bit tomorrow. We're going to do mostly artwork tomorrow, so we're going to do some more on the Milo by the fire drawing. We are starting to go into the effects of the fire, and it's actually turning out pretty decent now. So this is probably going to be one of my last digital paintings, because I have actually, had a rekindled fondness for pencil and paper. And so I've been drawing stuff on physical paper, and it's going so much faster. Oh, I like doing that so much better than digital. So I'm going to be doing that a little bit for tomorrow, just so we can get that piece done, and I can start to prepare for the next stage of the Milo story, of which is Milo and the Demon Bear. Compelling story, at least as far as I can tell. And so hopefully other people will find it fascinating. I'm going to be doing some test audiences next summer, and then hopefully have it out before the fall. Hopefully, God willing. I wanted to be done last summer. And then problems occurred. So when I say God willing, I really do mean that, because things can come out of nowhere and blindside you. On that note, folks, follow if you so desire. I don't say that very often, but have a very pleasant evening and morning, everybody. In 2026, be civil to one another. Look after your neighbors, your friends. Those are the people that you need to spend the most time with, because they're in the real world, and you can be able to impact them very directly. You can know when they are having a hard time. You know when they are able to rejoice. It's how you build community. Anyway. It was nice speaking again after being away from your streams for so long. Indeed, Skullless. Glad to see you around. Hopefully life is going well for you. Well, until next time, folks, have a very pleasant evening.